So we're back out in the field here. It is a beautiful sunny day. It is a couple of days ago that I was racing that rainstorm, and it turns out that everything went good. We just got rain at the very evening, so it was perfect, and we took Sunday off, and we usually try to do that anyways, and so it was a perfect day off, and we got sunshine and wind, and we are going to be back at combine again this afternoon here. So I don't know if that's focused or not, but that's just a little bit of combining already so far this afternoon, and it's looking beautiful. The color's great, and it's coming in like crazy right now. The monitor says 84 bushels an acre, so that's great. We're just picking up a swath that we left here. This is where it started to rain the other 2 days ago. So we're just picking up this little guy that was left behind, and then we'll be full force going up the regular rows. So that's the side that we got done. The couple days, a day and a little bit that we were working on the field, and we just have this little bit here beside us. It'll still be a few hours, but we're getting pretty close to being done. At least this field anyways, and this will be our first field that we would have completed this fall harvest. So yeah, we're starting and rolling along. Now we're back into the main rows here. You can see one of the trucks here, and Brian's off getting the other truck and bringing it back from the yard. I just wanted to show you, this is the other way. Since I turned around, this is how it looks. The grain coming in through our window, which we cleaned the other day, but just get some streaks from the grains as they fall against it. But it's a nice pile there already. It's only been a part of a row, so this is great. Moisture is saying 15% moisture right now, so that's a little bit down, but it has been also, when I was coming down on that short row, it was 14.4. So through the day this should start to dry out as we go through wind, and it should kind of blend off in the bins and hopefully be dry enough that we don't have heated wheat to deal with. And it went up to 15.4, and now it's down to 15.2. I'm hoping it'll go into the 14s here right away. Our monitor isn't quite 100% accurate there. Now we're 14.6, but it kind of gives an idea at least. So we will hope that it gets a little drier and that the rain never got stuff too wet at all. It looks like we should be good. So I missed it on the screen, but it was just saying 91 and 94 bushels an acre, so that's pretty exciting stuff. We usually don't have that good of a number on our monitor, so that's really great. Looks like our moisture is up a little bit. I see it says 15.7, but I did just go through a little bit of a low spot there, so hopefully it goes back down. Yeah, see, now it's 14.3, so that's good. So anyways, it should kind of, even if it goes up and down a little bit, as long as there's enough dry, it'll blend. Every time it moves, when it comes out of the field, it might be in a wetter spot, but then it goes up into the tank here behind me, and then from the tank it goes through the auger, and then it goes through the truck, and it spreads around in there, and then it goes from the truck into the auger at home and spreads around in the bin. So there's a lot of movement. So even if I hit a patch of 20 feet worth of a little bit wetter and another 20 feet or 100 feet or whatever of drier, it should all kind of mix up and blend off. So that's kind of the theory that we go by, and you always hope for the best. So I have a confession to make. I just messed up on my math again. I thought, oh, with that little short row, I should be able to do pass and back. I should have been able to do another round, but no. I got this far from the trucks and it rang 3/4, so there's no way I can make it to the end of the field and back without having to drive with a full tank in the combine up and to go unload. So here we go again. I did another cut row, so I got another short row to do, but that's alright. Don't tell anybody. There's my grain tank 3/4 full. You can see my yield is still good. My moisture is down to close to 14%. And I'm getting close to the truck so I can start to unload. I think I'll go into the white one, because then if I get that one filled up, then at least the blue one, hubby, he's out swathing another field, so that way he has a bit more time to get some work done, and then by the time I get the blue truck, he'd be back with the white truck again. So just coordination, a little bit of fun. But look at the dust. We got lots of dust again today, so it's another good day for combining. I need 2 hands, so I'll put you down. Did good again. I lined up perfectly, and once again it's an easy dump because it's a first. The truck's empty, so here's our grain unloading. Check out the leaves on the trees beside us. It's just gorgeous out right now. Turn the auger off, I push this button, and then go forward. It's hydrostatic, so I go forward. You never ever close the auger when you're right by a truck, because it goes down, so never make that mistake. I was told right away when I became the operator to never do that, and thankfully I never have. So I'm quite a ways away from the truck, push the button, it's going in, and it'll secure itself against the side. Once again, the mechanic told us to have it on lower speed. When we turn on this header, it just helps save the belts and the header itself from getting stretched and damaged, or whatever it was he said, but I try to remember to do that. Sometimes we turn it on full speed, but you can hear that grinding. That you can see this is kind of a little bit of a lower spot, so the weeds kind of tried to compete with the grain. The yield is still, like it's saying 87 just now. So the yield is still there, but it was kind of great habitat for the weeds to come to there, even though the grain still did well. So I just slow down when it makes that noise and try to not plug up. So 88, that's awesome. So this whole row that I've been doing has been saying like mid and high 80s. Watch, it went down here as I show you, but it's been like 88 to 90 kind of this whole row, and we usually never had that. We always used to grow a hard red wheat, and we just noticed that our yields weren't kind of matching what they were saying that the CPS wheat was doing. So we switched this year. This is a new seed that we haven't grown for a long time, if ever. I don't remember what variety this one is. I can find out for you. But our yields were never like kind of what it's showing on the monitor. And also too, like we just found that we were getting docked a little bit at the elevators. We'd get a little bit of barley or whatever. We would reuse our seed because we were using it as common seed. And on the farm, you can do that. And we cleaned it ourselves. And every year we just get a little bit more barley in it. So our dockages were getting too high. So we spent the big bucks this year and got a new variety from a local seed grower. And yeah, so far we're really happy with it. Here's where I cut in. You can see that one I ended on, and this is the one I kind of cut into and cut. So you drive over that little tiny bit of swath. But yeah, 95, 96. Like this is going much, much better than our other crops were with the other variety, the hard red wheat. So it always seemed to have a lower yield compared to what the CPS guys were always saying. So that's what we did. So far we're happy. I'm just unloading here and look through behind. My neighbor is also combining his crop there, so that's kind of cool. By the sounds when the auger started to empty out. Push my button. Let it have a few more flicks to empty out as I start to drive away. There's my neighbor. Get away from the truck. Close my auger, head her down, and try to line up with a couple of hands. Usually I go a little straighter, but I'm holding the camera. And another row. Once in a while I get company. Here's our aunt and uncle are here for a ride, so it's always nice to have company driving around in the combine. So unfortunately I never got to have a ride with my auntie. She usually comes for a ride. They just came for a look. She had a sore eye today, so she didn't want to be out in the dust. So that was too bad that we never got to have our little ride and our visit here, but yeah, sometimes things happen. But anyway, so yeah, it looks like we're getting quite a bit more done. I don't know how far over I was when I started a couple of hours ago, but I'm getting a lot closer to the edge of the field here. And we've had no plugging, we've had no disasters or anything, so that's awesome. Our yield is still doing well. The moisture has gone down a fair amount. I've seen a bunch of 13s. Right now it's 14.2. So yeah, that's been really great. It's still nice and windy out. I have my friends, the birds are here now. Lots of times when we're combining, they come and start hanging out and find little tasty treats running around out in the field here that don't have a hiding spot anymore. So I'm sure in future videos you'll get to see a little bit of bird friends. But yeah, just giving you a bit of an update of how my day is going, and it looks like it's going well. I see my neighbors to the south here have started their day of combining. Earlier there was a swather sitting there and it's still sitting there, but not too long ago the grain truck just drove up and I saw the combine driving up, and I see there's an auger over there at the bins. So it's kind of nice to see other people out doing their things. It's harder to get lined up to the smaller blue truck. The short box, it's harder to judge your distance, but this was my first try again here, so that I lined up pretty good, so that's good. You can see it's starting to crest there a little bit in the back of the box. Perfect. So it looks like the neighbors had, and then looked like a mechanic or something up by their swather, and the swather had been sitting there all day. And they got it all fixed up. I see it's going up halfway up a row there, so that's awesome. They got everything back up and running, and even if it was just a maintenance thing, it looked like it was maybe a bit of a problem. So it's great that they're moving. I see trucks are moving, so crops coming off. It's always nice to see neighbors being able to be doing well there too. So we're getting pretty close to being done this field. I think I counted 10 more rows left to go. A couple of them are short rows just because of how the field is. But we're getting along, getting it done. Already the trucks have been started to get figured out how to get to the other field that we're doing next. The swathers moved on to another field, so there's lots of progress happening today. And 90 is awesome. $80 is still good too. I'm almost done this field. The road is way over there. Finishing up this swath here. Here's a couple of my bird friends. One's a hawk and one's a crow, or a raven, probably a crow. Anyways, and then I have 3 more passes here, 3 more rows to pick up. So getting pretty close to being done this field. This is my last swath in this field. Here's the neighbor's field. There's the trucks waiting for me to dump into. And this is finished. So we're moving trucks. At the combine park waiting. Here's our field that we combined. Just gonna grab the pickup truck and meet them at the field. Our next field. Did a good job. It's always nice to finish a field.